In this video, we will look at how to manage a ThriftCart item that has been posted to Shopify, as well as how various item attributes such as description, price, and inventory are coordinated between the two systems. From your main page, locate the item you want to look at. If it's posted to Shopify, it'll have this orange Manage Shopify button next to it. Click the button, and that will take you to this page here. Here we have a list of item attributes and their ThriftCart and Shopify values. Some of these will be the same and others will differ between the systems. Shopify has its own ID system, so this will always be different. The title and description are programmed to always match, and if you make a change in one system, it will copy over to the other. We can demonstrate this if we scroll down and click on this button, Edit Item Details. This takes us to the Edit Item page within ThriftCart. Let's change the title and description. And if the item was created in Shopify, it might have these paragraph tags here. You can just leave them in or take them out as you wish. And save that. And here we see that both the ThriftCart and Shopify values have been updated with the new values. Shopify has its own category system, so these will almost always be different. Now we get to price. By default, Shopify and ThriftCart prices will match, and if you change the price in one system, it will copy to the other. However, you have some options for setting a different price in Shopify if you wish. In this Shopify price override section, enter the price you want here, and click Save Price Override. Now Shopify has a different price, and this price will stay the same if you change the ThriftCart price. You can also set the Shopify price to a percentage of the ThriftCart price. Let's enter 90% and save. Now the price is set to 90% of the ThriftCart price. And furthermore, if we change the ThriftCart price, change it down to 70, and go find our item, the Shopify price will change as well to maintain a 90% value. Shopify also has this Compare at Price option here. If you want to set that, we have a few options here. Let's use ThriftCart price. If we go to the item in the Shopify store, we can see the Compare at Price and the actual price here. Next we have Inventory. ThriftCart and Shopify are a bit different in this area in that Shopify has multiple categories of inventory, whereas ThriftCart does not. If we look at this item in Shopify, we can see that Shopify has three types of inventory: unavailable, committed, and available, and on hand, which is just the sum of the other three. Because available is the amount that will show up in the online store, this is the amount that ThriftCart is programmed to match. If we change the available inventory in Shopify, that will be copied into ThriftCart. And if we change the inventory from within ThriftCart, we can scroll down and click Edit Item Quantity, get taken to this Inventory Adjustments page, go adjust the inventory. That will be reflected in the Shopify available inventory. It is unlikely, but occasionally there may be a communication error between ThriftCart and Shopify that results in a discrepancy in the inventory values between the two systems. If this happens, for instance with this item right here, this Address Inventory Discrepancy button will appear in the Quantity row. This takes us to this page here, which gives us some options for resolving the discrepancy. We can either set the inventory to what ThriftCart thinks it is, to what Shopify thinks it is, or some other values. Then we click the Use These Values button here, and we can see the discrepancy is now resolved. So you don't have to look through your items one by one to find discrepancies. There's also this Scan for Discrepancy buttons here. We have some search options here, and then we click Get Discrepancies. And we resolve these the same way, setting either to Shopify's values, or to ThriftCart values, or to other values. Next we have tax. ThriftCart can have different classes of tax which are assigned to each item, whereas Shopify simply has a taxed or not taxed option. That's this right here. And Shopify has its own system for computing the tax if you select this option. ThriftCart will uncheck the Shopify taxed option if the ThriftCart tax class is set to non-taxed, and check it if it is set to any other tax class. For instance, if we go and change the tax rate to non-taxed, we can see that now Shopify says not taxed, where if we just set it to a different tax class than before, this reduced rate, it'll just say taxed in the Shopify column. Then we have this line, which is for the donation source vendor map, which we covered in the video on exporting items. And then if the item has a cost, that'll show up here and will match between the two systems. Next we have images. We can upload an image in either system and have it copied to the other. Let's upload an image in ThriftCart. Now we have our image. If we go back to the Manage Shopify listing page, we see that the image shows up here. And if we locate the item in the online store, we see that the image shows up here as well. That's all the attributes that are in both ThriftCart and Shopify. Down here we have some attributes that are relevant only to Shopify. You can set the visibility in the online store here. We also have an option to quickly view the item in the online store with this link here. And then we also have automatic and manual collections. You can set the manual collections by clicking this drop down, selecting the collection, and it'll show up here. And if you want to remove it from a collection, you just click on the collection name again to toggle, and then we click Save Collections. And we can see the item has been put in the collection Outdoor Appliances. If you want to remove an item from Shopify entirely, there are a couple ways to do that. You can either click on the Edit Item Details button and check Do not hide this, do not show this item on the website, or you can click this Remove Item from Shopify button. And if we scroll down, we can see that indeed this outdoor grill has been removed from Shopify and no longer has the Manage Shopify listing button. Lastly, if you happen to use it, Shopify has an option for dividing a product into multiple variants. Within our Shopify admin, if we go to this construction paper product right here, we can see that it has 4 variants based on color, each of which has its own image, price, and inventory. ThriftCart does not have a concept of product variants, so it handles this by creating a separate item for each variant. Here we see the 4 different variants. If we click on the Manage Shopify listing button, for one of them, we see that the page looks a little different. Now there are 3 attribute columns, one for ThriftCart, one for the Shopify product, and one for the Shopify Variant. Attributes are listed according to whether or not they exist at the product level or the variant level. For instance, category is a product level attribute, so it's listed here, whereas price is a variant level attribute, so it's listed here. Also, ThriftCart sets its title by concatenating the product title with the variant title. Other than that, this page will look and function pretty much like the page for an ordinary product without variants.